Please join your hands together and welcome our distinguished panelists for the session. Dr. Jai Shankar, Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India.
Her Excellency Ms. Rania Ahmed, Deputy Minister of Economy and Foreign Trade, Syrian.
His Excellency Dr. Nicodemus Damiano, Deputy Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy, the Republic of Cyprus. Mr. R. Dinesh, Chairman CII International Council, Chairman TVS Supply Chain Solution Limited. Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, Director General, Confederation of Indian Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a huge round of applause to the session. May I now request Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, Director General CII, to please come up and give his opening remarks. Thank you.
Dr. S. Jai Shankar, the Honorable Minister for External Affairs of the Government of India, His Excellency, the Deputy Minister of Economy and Foreign Trade of the Syrian Arab Republic, His Excellency, the Deputy Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy of the Republic of Cyprus, Excellencies, High Commissioners, Ambassadors, senior officials of the Government of India, senior officials of countries participating, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We have had a great day throughout where we discussed many areas in this first time forum which we have organized on Mediterranean. The CII and the Ministry of External Affairs and the Ministry of External Affairs guidance in terms of structuring a conclave of this kind has been of great value, especially from the point of view, if I may say, the type of business meetings that we have had, B2B meetings that we have had throughout the day. And I'd like to really very warmly welcome and thank the Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jai Shankar, for having participated in some of the regional and group forums that we have had in the last couple of years, which have been an initiative that we have been able to take successfully with the collaboration and guidance of the Ministry of External Affairs. Honorable Minister, we look forward to your deep insights on how Indian businesses could work closely with our counterparts, with the many countries who are participating from the Mediterranean over here today. We have over 100 business odd delegates, 100 odd business delegates from the Mediterranean countries, along with Indian companies who have participated throughout the day on 6 different sectoral meetings, plus also some countrywide programs during the course of the day. So we have today talked about a few areas. One, of course, which stood out was collaboration on defense manufacturing partnership. There is already, with certain countries, there are bilateral collaborations established at the business level, and we really worked on, discussed about deepening them. The second, another area which came up for discussion was seamless transportation of goods from India to the Mediterranean, and you have led in many ways the India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, and it would be great to hear your thoughts on your ideas about how we can further and deepen this. The third area that got a lot of traction, sir, during the course of the day was digitization, an area where India has made such huge progress. We discussed and we saw huge potential of greater collaboration and in India's contribution in this field. Lastly, sir, to sum up, we have agreed, Honorable Minister, that the Indo-Mediterranean cooperation in areas like robust manufacturing, enhanced connectivity through the IMEC, deeper digital cooperation along with the development of sustainable urban infrastructure would be key areas as we take away from this room. We wanted to put this up to you and hear your views, your ideas, and your guidance as we go along in deepening business relationship with the Mediterranean countries and the Indian businesses. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, Honorable Minister, for coming and addressing this very important conclave to the business of the countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. May I request Mr. R. Dinesh, Chairman, CII International Council, to please come up and give the context setting. Thank you.
Dr. Jaishankar, Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Honorable Deputy Ministers of Syria and Cyprus, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me add my warm welcome to the last session of the CII India Mediterranean Business Conclave. I think we have been privy to very insightful discussions, and as CB rightly summarized, we look forward to these successful outcomes being implemented going forward. Let me also thank the Honorable Minister for your, not just your guidance, but also your ideas with which we have started this summit, and this being the first time, I'm very confident that going forward, we will have even more implementable ideas coming out of this. As we stand here today, I think we have this singular opportunity of fostering greater connectivity between India and the Mediterranean region, and the IMEC corridor is something which we will have to progress forward. I think it's not just going to be a strategically important initiative, but it is also going to result in significantly greater trade opportunities and investment opportunities in the regions. I strongly believe that along with the physical infrastructure, we will also need to focus on providing the right set of digital solutions and make sure we have the standards regularized and paperwork connectivity removed in the way in which this business will be handled along with the development of the physical infrastructure. As CB pointed out, manufacturing is a core area of focus, but can we further extend this to cover the electronics and other low-cost technology solutions which can benefit both of these regions, and can we make sure that the West Asian and North African markets become integrated into the global supply chains, working closely with India to make that happen going forward. Fourthly, we are looking at a potential opportunity to have India-Mediterranean regions free trade agreement, and I believe both from the Africa and West Asian regions can benefit from making this move forward much faster. I did speak about in the morning regarding the optimal payment mechanism, and I would like to acknowledge that today we have France and the Greece Eurobank, which have been signed recently for adopting the UPI. I hope that going forward after this event, we will have almost all the countries in the Mediterranean region cooperating together to make this happen. I think this partnership between the two regions is going to be made possible by how the private sector work together, and that's something which I would like to commit on behalf of the industry, that we will not only take this forward, but ensure implementation with speed and the right set of factors being implemented. Let us seize this opportunity to shape a brighter economic future, fostering peace, prosperity, and cooperation amongst these two regions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I have the privilege of inviting His Excellency Dr. Damiano, Deputy Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy, the Republic of Cyprus, to please come up and give his address.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to be on this podium again today for the closing of this event. Dear Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jaishankar, Deputy Minister of Economy and Foreign Trade of Syria, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, It is a great honor again and a privilege to stand before you at the closing of this remarkable event, which has brought together people from diverse countries, cultures, and backgrounds, united by a shared commitment to deepen the economic and business bonds between India and the countries of the Mediterranean region. Based on the sessions that took place and the overall program, this has been an impactful day. The discussions that took place have underscored the immense potential that exists and have laid the groundwork for future cooperation that will benefit all parties. Allow me to say that today we also celebrate the strong and dynamic partnership between Cyprus and India. Our two nations share a historical relationship that is deeply rooted in shared principles and values, as well as in the strong bonds between our two peoples. In a period of growing regional and global tensions, Cyprus and India stand as two partners and friends committed to promoting peace, stability, and effective multilateralism based on international law, the UN Charter, and the UN Security Council resolutions. As an EU member state, Cyprus will continue to support the further development of EU-India ties and to cooperate closely with India within the Commonwealth framework to advance sustainable development goals and address pressing global challenges. The Mediterranean Sea has been connected to the Indian land and ocean routes for thousands of years. Sea merchants, generals, and explorers navigated these routes long before the modern European explorers reached India, as for example Alexander the Great, who brought his armies up to the northwest borders of ancient India. Both our countries played a vital role in this linkage between the Mediterranean Sea and Asia, and today one could say that we are here to revitalize and renew these ancient connections between our two worlds. Recognizing India's increasingly important role in the global stage and its long-lasting historic relations with the Mediterranean Sea, Cyprus encourages India's participation in regional cooperation mechanisms in the wider Mediterranean region, linking the Mediterranean with the Indo-Pacific. Our aim is to enhance collaboration in the economic, political, and technological dimensions, as well as on connectivity, as means to contribute to the transition of sustainable and more resilient societies. Another important aspect of our multilateral collaboration that needs to be highlighted is Cyprus and India's cooperation in the framework of the International Solar Alliance since 2023, as well as in other international fora. Dear friends, economic and business collaboration remains a cornerstone of our solid bilateral partnership. We have already built strong ties across a wide range of areas, from business and trade to tourism, culture, education, and technology, and wish to explore new opportunities for a deeper and more extended cooperation. Today, Cyprus ranks among the top 10 sources of foreign direct investment in India, and we look forward for a growing impetus in that respect. The Indian Mediterranean Business Conclave holds immense value to that end. It offers a unique platform to discover new synergies and further enhance our existing collaboration, while encouraging and mobilizing business communities to form promising and mutually beneficial partnerships. Cyprus is participating at this conclave with an extended delegation of government officials and key business stakeholders. We eagerly anticipate the valuable insights and partnerships that will arise from this gathering, and we wish to express our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the Indian government for organizing this event. India has been a long-standing and steadfast partner of Cyprus, and I'm here today to reaffirm our commitment to this vital relationship at all levels. Allow me to take this opportunity to reiterate once again our deepest gratitude for India's long-standing support to our efforts to reunite our country in line with the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions. As we look into the future, we see tremendous potential across multiple sectors, including tourism, energy, maritime, and technology, to name a few. The themes that were covered today by this conference. Cyprus has unique strengths, human capital, a geostrategic location that links Europe to Asia, a business-friendly environment that can be further leveraged for positioning the island as a key regional technology and business hub, serving as an effective gateway into and out of Europe, as well as a pilot market for entry into the EU. It is also ideally placed to play a strategic role in building vital sea lanes and transportation corridors connecting Europe, Asia, and Africa with the Mediterranean region. Successive upgrades by major international rating agencies showcase a very positive trajectory of the Cyprus economy, complemented by a series of structural reforms aimed at boosting Cyprus's competitiveness and ease of doing business. Such include simplified immigration and employment policies, digitization of business-related processes, tax incentives and business financing tools, as well as the operation of a one-stop shop unit to facilitate the investor journey. Distinguished guests, as we embarked on this new era in our relationships, I'm filled with optimism about the prospects and the opportunities ahead. Cyprus remains fully committed to working closely with India in expanding and deepening our partnership across all areas of mutual interest and benefit. Let us carry forward the momentum of this forum as we work together to navigate the challenges of our time and create a brighter, more prosperous future for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency. May I have the privilege of inviting Her Excellency Ms. Raina Ahmed, Deputy Minister of Economy and Foreign Trade, Syria Arab Republic, to please come up and give the address. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Excellency Minister of External Affairs of the Republic of India, Excellency Ambassadors, Deputy Minister, Chairman, General Director, CII, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Based on vital and fundamental topics discussed today in the framework of developing Indian Mediterranean relations, it may be appropriate to take into consideration that all the topics clarify that successful cooperation is the cooperation which based on the principle of integration, not competition. So integration supports the process of sustainable development and leads to achieving benefit for all parties in any partnership, moving to a better and fruitful future. In this context, the optimal trade cooperation between our two countries may be the cooperation based on the exchange of a preferential benefit in a way that contribute to increasing the volume of export and securing local needs, without causing a fundamental imbalance in the markets of either country. From this standpoint, the Ministry of Economy and Foreign Trade in the Syrian Arab Republic has proposed signing an agreement to facilitate and develop trade and economic cooperation, especially since that the current trade agreement is an old agreement signed in 1978. As for investment cooperation, the cooperation based on integration will be achieved by each party through studying the advantages and capabilities it possesses in terms of material, human, and technological capabilities, and wisely harmonize them to come up with profitable projects for both countries. Here we refer once again to the current Syrian investment law, which allows creating real investment opportunities. For example, based on this law, the work is being done to establish a specialized technology zone in Syria, and this zone will be suitable for developing technology industries and will provide the necessary service for the information technology industry also. So here we invite Indian companies to invest in the sector by taking advantage of the specialized zone. Of course, we are talking here about an example in a specific sector, but there are indeed many other opportunities. The focus was of this aspect, considering that India has a rich experience in the technological field. We also have a successful model for cooperation between the two countries in this field, and this model is the Syrian Indian Center of Excellence and Innovation for Information Technology, as the center is currently working to achieve the goals of its establishment, based on the role of technology and modern techniques in driving sustainable growth. In conclusion, it must be emphasized that opportunities are there, the will is there, and economic integration is a successful and profitable process in international economic cooperation. Thank you again.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you, Excellency. May I have the honor of inviting our Minister of External Affairs, Government of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, to please give his keynote address.
Our ministerial colleagues from Syria and Cyprus, Excellencies, Mr. R. Dinesh, Chairman CII International Council, Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee, Director General CII, my colleagues from the Foreign Ministry, distinguished guests. I'm truly delighted to speak to you today at the inaugural CII India Mediterranean Business Conclave, which is a new initiative that the Ministry of External Affairs has embarked upon in collaboration with the CII. Now, although this particular endeavor is recent, I think you all know, and the other speakers referred to it as well, that the historical ties between the Mediterranean Sea, the Mediterranean region, and the Indian Ocean actually date back centuries. Historically, the ports and maritime routes in the Mediterranean region significantly facilitated trade between the East and the West. Indian merchants and traders have for centuries traveled along the land and maritime routes trading goods, be it spices or textiles or precious stones, with their counterparts in the Mediterranean and beyond. These interactions have not only transported goods, but actually were a vehicle for also moving ideas and even culture. The opening of the Suez Canal was in fact a modern reaffirmation of this very pathway, this historical pathway. And today, we aim to reinforce and revitalize these very connections, because what the Mediterranean does is it helps really in helping to link the Atlantic with the Indo-Pacific. The task before us, in many ways you can say, is actually to make history work positively for us in a contemporary era. India's relationship with countries of this region has progressed in recent years, and you can see that especially as the Indian economy itself gathered greater momentum. I believe our trade levels had reached $77.89 billion last year. In fact, I think it was about $8, $9 billion higher the previous year. And we have promoted investments in critical sectors, including infrastructure, energy, and technology. The strategic location of the Mediterranean, which has approximately 600 ports, and actually accounts for it, facilitates, it services 25% of the global seaborne trade. It establishes the Mediterranean as a crucial hub. India, for its part, plays an equally vital role in the Indo-Pacific, because it is India which in many ways extends the Indo-Pacific's reach further westwards. So given the location and the centrality of the Mediterranean and that of India, the levels of activity there, it makes eminent sense to connect the two of them, and that is why all of us are gathered here today. Now, in this context, the announcement of the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, at the G20 summit last year in New Delhi, it has actually opened up many new promising perspectives. IMEC aims to become a cornerstone of global connectivity that would provide a robust framework for boosting trade and other flows across critical regions. By integrating innovative logistics and sustainable practices, it holds the potential to significantly contribute to both growth and resilience. Now, in a world that is volatile, that is uncertain, security and stability also have to be an integral part of our calculation. So it is very natural that strengthening defense and security cooperation with Mediterranean nations should actually parallel the deeper economic links that we have sought to build in recent times. This has taken the form of exercises, of consultations, of exchanges, but in an era of rapidly changing technologies and supply chain disruptions, there is actually a very strong case for industry interaction. After all, Make in India has now taken deep root in the defense domain as well. Energy cooperation is another very crucial dimension. It's not just the Mediterranean region's abundant oil and natural gas reserves. That is important, we recognize that. But it is actually its vast green hydrogen and green ammonia potential that today present
new opportunities for collaboration. And I'm happy to see that Indian business is actually
already active in exploring that. Our interests in maritime and blue economies similarly offer greater scope for synergies. By focusing on marine resource management, coastal protection, and sustainable fisheries, we can actually harvest economic opportunities while preserving environmental health of our seas. Cooperating in shipping is particularly important, as also in other aspects of maritime infrastructure, and in building the associated human resources to our mutual benefit. Again, I think most of you know today how deeply Indians are involved with global shipping. Urban infrastructure development is similarly very crucial. It's crucial for us, it's crucial for the Mediterranean, indeed for the entire world. Now, a country like India, which on average has built 1.5 to 2 new metros every year, which has built 7 new airports annually for the last 10 years, we can be a serious partner for Mediterranean economies. Upgrading transportation systems, enhancing public services, and investing in smart city technologies can actually be a two-way flow between us. Similarly, collaboration in these areas will foster more resilient and efficient urban environments. India has solid experiences and really, I would say, tested capabilities that we today bring to the table. Embracing technological advancements and fostering innovation are essential to address contemporary challenges and drive future growth. Investing in digital infrastructure, and I think DG CII and Mr. Dinesh both referred to it, promoting research and development, supporting tech-driven solutions, all these can enhance regional competitiveness and facilitate economic progress. Whether it is our startup world or our digital deployments, there is again a track record that India has to offer to the Mediterranean as it has to the rest of the world. Today, India is the fifth largest economy, and that could well be the third largest by the end of this decade. Given this momentum, we want to deepen our engagement with the Mediterranean region. Initiatives such as Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat are designed to empower potential investors and drive growth in India. We offer enormous opportunities for Mediterranean countries to invest, to trade, to collaborate, and to exchange mutual expertise and capabilities. Our growth story means more opportunities for the world. Think about it. The target to set up renewable energy capacities of 500 gigawatts by 2030 itself means an investment of more than $250 billion. The food processing industry is expected to open up completely new avenues for collaboration. The Sagarmala Ports Modernization Program again holds great possibilities across the logistics chain for Mediterranean economies who actually have a long history here. So, and again, I would ask you to turn your attention to electricity grids flowing from the International Solar Alliance, which one of our colleagues referred to. India has championed the One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative. This visionary endeavor seeks to build a trans-regional green grid, enabling the transfer of renewable energy across geographies. By leveraging different time zones, we aim to maximize the use of solar power and reduce our reliance on costly energy storage systems. I've already mentioned our interest in green hydrogen. India has made initial commitments to become a green hydrogen hub, and several significant investments have been announced in green hydrogen projects at home and abroad, including the Mediterranean. The prospect of an integrated digital corridor between India and Mediterranean is also very intriguing. After all, high-speed and secure flow of information, data, and digital transactions will soon become as essential as land routes and waterways. India is well positioned to contribute to developing key digital infrastructure, including undersea cables, data cables, advanced telecommunications networks, and a robust digital payment ecosystem. Now, the ongoing conflict in West Asia understandably has generated concerns about some of these contemporary initiatives. Disruptions in crucial shipping routes that have increased shipping costs and even necessitated the rerouting of trade flows. They have all added to our collective worries. But if you reflect on these very developments, on these happenings, they only strengthen the case for de-risking. As the three hubs of India, Europe, and the Middle East step up their interactions, what we need are actually more connectivity, not less. I believe that policymakers and businesses of the participating countries of the region have had a good exchange today on various specific issues. It is vital that as we move forward, we embrace this collaborative spirit, uphold open communication, and commit to shared goals. Together, we can address today's challenges, unlock new opportunities, and build a resilient and connected future. I am happy to witness such a strong turnout on what has really been a first initiative to see so many faces from the Mediterranean. It is equally exciting for us to see that Indian businesses have also responded with the same spirit. So let me wish you all success in your endeavors. I thank Team CII, I thank Team MEA for organizing this event, and I'm very confident that this conclave will grow from strength to strength. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir. For a group photograph, sir, if you can kindly remain on stage. May I request dignitaries from the table, His Excellency Dr. Damiano, Deputy Minister from Cyprus, Her Excellency Rana Ahmed, Syria Republic, Deputy Minister from Syria Republic, Mr. R. Dinesh, Chairman CII International Council, Mr. Chandrajit Banerjee. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for the dignitaries for this very important session of the CII India Mediterranean Business Conclave. Once again, we would like to thank our partners, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for supporting us